Yo, yo, this is your boy Q, and this is the second episode of the CoronaCast. I want to say thank you to anybody that's out there who's joined me tonight. And how's everybody been doing? And I hope everybody's been safe, and I hope things have been getting better for people as of right now. Um, so today, some areas that we're going to touch on is right now the latest cases of COVID-19 worldwide is showing it to be 435,000 confirmed cases, with 1,900 deaths and 111,000 recoveries. This information comes courtesy of Reuters, and the countries that are hardest hit by the virus is China, Italy, and the United States. Now, in the United States alone, we're reporting that we have about 63,744 cases, with New York State being the hardest hit, with roughly 30,811 cases accounted for more than 50% of the country's known corona cases. And we have about 280 deaths in New York State alone. So, and that's a real densely populated area. So it's really important, y'all, that we're practicing social distancing. We're not out trying to be partying. Just go out when you need to go out. If you can work from home, because just in one state, is accounting for more than half of the whole country's cases. So that tells you that's staggering right there. And I'm in New York myself. I don't live in New York anymore, but that's home for me. So, and I have family there, and so I think people need to really take heed to what's being asked of us right now, which is to stay home if you can, go out only for, goods and services and things that you have to go out for, because it's scary right now. But again, I'll try to give you updates and totals and stuff on the number of cases when I can. But the main focus of the show is mainly to focus on how corona is affecting or disrupting our everyday lives. So, with that in mind, the first topic I want to talk about is children staying at home. Because right now I'm going through that exact scenario right now. My children are out of school and I love them to death, but they are driving me absolutely crazy. And I try to understand that this is a disruption for them too, but this is a test of patience. And do we take our teachers and school personnel for granted? I have to say yes, because for them to be able to manage that many young people, get them to do what they're supposed to be doing. And I have two here at the house. I have my daughter and my granddaughter. They're both 9 years old, and they are giving your boy a run for the money. I'm like ready to pull my hair out, whatever hair I got left, but I'm ready to pull it out. So right now between me and my wife, I am like the school teacher, she's the lunch lady, I'm the custodian. This is it's wild crazy right now. And so to me, the teachers do not get enough credit for what they do. So I want to send a shout out to all the teachers and all the school personnel, because you guys, your jobs are underrated. And when this thing is over, you guys need raises. Seriously, y'all need some raises. And I appreciate my children's school for what everything that they're doing, from the digital learning to staying in touch with the parents to the free meals that they're giving out to a lot of the students. You know, they've been like just fabulous, and they remember they have families of their own, children of their own as well, and a lot of them are putting in a lot of hours and time just to make sure that these kids are up to par. So I really thank them for that. But with that said, we're going to move on to some information that I've recently found out about the economic stimulus package. This is the $2 trillion economic stimulus package. From what I've just heard, that it was approved, but again, do your own fact finding. But this is just what I've heard, and that what should be happening is each individual. working individuals should get a minimum of $1,200 for a single person, $2,400 for a couple, and $500 per child. So that's what I'm hearing. And also, I heard a rumor that for people that are getting food stamps, they may be getting an increase as well in that area. And recently, I heard some information regarding unemployment benefits that they were trying to, as part of that same stimulus package, they were trying to get an additional $600 per week tacked on to the benefits that you are already receiving from unemployment. So that would get most Americans up to about 100% of their regular pay. Because usually, when you're on getting unemployment, it's usually, I think, between 60 to 80% of your paycheck. So with this $600 per week, that would get most Americans close to what they would normally make weekly. So let's hope that that's actually true and that that's actually going to happen. You know, and then another area about washing your hands. We hear a lot about hand sanitizer and supplies and stuff like that running out. But from my understanding, what a lot of the doctors and people in the medical profession is saying that just good old soap and water is the best thing. And to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. 30 seconds would be better, but at least 20 seconds. And sing your ABCs and do it. I've actually been doing it. My daughter in Ohio, she's making her children do that. And I started doing it myself to try to make sure I'm at least getting 20 seconds of hand rubbing with the soap and getting in between my fingers up into my forearms and then rinsing it with the water. So try the ABC method. It may seem childish, but it gets the job done. And also, hand sanitizer should be just used like as a second option where soap and water is not available. And also, you can make your own hand sanitizer. And my wife has done it. Some of her consistencies have been pretty good. Some of them, not so good. But you can you can make it with using 2 parts alcohol. Anything over 60% alcohol, but the best one would be 91% alcohol and 1 part aloe vera gel. And you can add like a few drops of essential oil just for fragrance to make sure it doesn't smell too bad. And make sure that you're working in a sterile environment. Like if you're in your kitchen, make sure you clean your kitchen counters and, you're not having anything that could contaminate what you're working on. And aloe vera gel, a lot of people use that for sunburn. So you can find that in places like Target, Walmart. And I don't think a lot of people is hip to it right now. So that stuff may not be out of stock. So if get that stuff, you can make your own hand sanitizer. So, it's cost effective and it'll get the job done right now. But my wife is telling me soak your baby wipes in alcohol. Is that to make what? Like, so you can make some type of, like those hand wipes the sanitizing wipes. You can soak them in alcohol and make your baby wipes sanitizing wipes. Thank you for that information. So, at any rate, it's been a good week, I would say. It's been better than when all of this stuff started for me and my family. And we've really been blessed through this whole crisis. We've been able to get everything that we needed by the grace of God. So I thank him for that. And, but I had a guy that comes up to my job call me today, and his company didn't lay him off. He said he's on furlough, but basically he's been out of work for about a week because his job is not considered an essential job. And he hit me up out of the blue and was like, do I know anybody that needs like delivery service? This is in the Atlanta metro area. where I am. But he's like, do I know of anybody who needs delivery services? Because he's just sitting in the house. He's got a trailer and a truck, and he's going stir crazy. He said that, he, his job, basically, he's not getting paid right now either. And they just signed, his company just signed up for them to get unemployment. So, there are real people out there right now who do not have any income coming in, whose jobs are shut down, and that's really affecting them, and that's scary, and in my case, I have been blessed because my company gave us an automatic 2 weeks paid time off, and my company's been working with us to help stop the spread. So I want to give a shout out to them. I don't want to tell you guys where I work just yet, but I want to give a shout out to my company. So whoever subscribes to the channel, who knows who I am, they know where I work. So shout out to you guys for being on the forefront, of things. But your neighbor next to you may be going through a serious hardship, you know. Um, if his company or his or her job is not considered essential. And just like I know in my wife's case, like the nail salons are shut down. Like it's a ghost town. Like
It's horrible.
she can't go get her nails done. The barber shops are here in New York are shut down, so you can't get a cut unless you do it yourself. All the eateries are drive-through only. It looks like Walking Dead right about now. You don't see as many cars on the streets. Most cars that you see on the streets are delivery trucks, delivery vans, you know, because they're considered an essential profession right now. And my job is considered an essential profession. So thank God, and it's a retail job. So a lot of time people look down on retail, but right about now, these retail people are our heroes right now, because they're the ones that are out there stocking the shelves and making sure we have the goods and services and the products that we actually need. And they're taking risks to their health, and their families' health as well. So shout out to retail, shout out to you guys for doing what you do, and I'll be back in the workforce, Lord willing, sometime next week. So I'll be getting my hands in the fray as well, and contributing my part to it as well. But so shout out to you guys. It's much appreciated in this time. Um, and for a lot of the young folks out there, if you're listening or if you listen to the stream later on down the road, keep in mind the elderly that you may interact with, that you guys may be carriers. You may feel otherwise healthy and show or exhibit no symptoms. You may be what's called asymptomatic, but you can still be a carrier. And if you're interacting with an elderly person, you can get that person sick, and they may not recover, or their symptoms can be heightened because of you. So this is a time where we should not be selfish and say, hey, well, it's not affecting me, so I don't really have to worry about that. We all got grandmothers, older parents, elderly friends, so this is a time where, and we all hope to become elderly at some point in our lives, so this is one of those times where we have to give into our better angels and be good people and look out for the other person in this case. And for those of you who have neighbors or elderly neighbors who can't get to certain supplies, if you know you're going out making a supply run, if you have their phone number or something, give them a call. Hey, do you need me to pick you up something while I'm out? You know, um, let's look out for those less fortunate and unable to do for themselves in this time. This is a time where we can show the best of us right now, and I'm hoping that to appeal to everybody's better angels. Okay, so with that said, I'm probably going to end the cast here. Um, Hopefully, I'll get on maybe next week, if not sooner, just depending on how things go. For those who didn't join the cast live, just leave me a comment. Let me know when you want me to go on or what's affecting you so I can have more situations to talk about. You know, so just let me know how this thing is affecting you, not just from the medical sense, but just the isolation, the kids being at home, the financial hardships, even the positives, neighbors helping neighbors. So any of that information is helpful, and hopefully in the coming weeks I'll be able to add the video chat to the page where folks will be able to actually call in and we can talk live. So I'm still kind of working the channel, trying to build it up. So I'm still trying to get it together, y'all. This is new to me, but also my wife showed me TD Jakes. He was on live stream this morning, I think from Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. And one of the things that he touched on was about being fruitful, especially in this time. He was speaking that, the first commandment that God gave was to be fruitful. He said, be fruitful and multiply. But first, he said, be fruitful. And basically, that you have to take something and put it out there and build it and make it happen, And as I listened quietly to that, I kind of got more reassurance that I should be doing what I'm doing. Like originally, my plan was to make a basketball podcast, which I'm still going to do, but called the Rock for Your Squad podcast because I'm a big New York Knicks fan. So that was what my initial plans were. But in these times, just like GM and these car companies, they're rejiggering themselves, from just making cars to making ventilators for hospitals. So sometimes in life you have a plan, but you have to shift and change with the times. So right now, this is more important than basketball. Getting the word out to the people, talking to the people, getting my own stress and frustration out there. This is what's more important. This is what we need right now. And this is my way of contributing to those out there who are going through certain situations, who's being affected by this crisis. So, you know, tell your friends, to subscribe to the channel. And I will do my very best to try to get on every week at least, depending on the situation and the circumstances, maybe twice a week, you know. So it will be important for you to hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you know when I go live. And sometimes I may just upload a video about what's going on. But again, y'all, grow with me, have patience with me because this is new for me, but we're gonna get through this together, y'all. So with that said, wash your hands, nasty, and I'm out.